Yo, what's happening?
Oh,
This Keith.
it's Kish.
We back in here with another video, man. We're gonna talk
Yes,
about let's talk Super
sir.
Bowl, man. Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Half the people saying that
Hey,
they love it, half the people saying that they hated it. How'd you feel about it, brother?
I was in the middle, right? I feel like overall as a performance for the Super Bowl, it was, it was mid, you know what I'm saying? It was cool, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a lot of like what you would normally see at the Super Bowl, shit flying everywhere and effects and fires and shit like that. But it was really for a message, right? They put the whole thing was a message to Drake. That's really what it was. It was just a big ass message to Drake. But what I did like about it was the love for the Bay. Shout out to Kid the Great, who's from Fairfield. He was in there. Shout out to the Bay Area boys. They was in there with the grills. So there was some dope stuff in there that I was like, okay, you would never see this on another at any other time for NFL and NFL history. So shout out to that. But other than overall, it was cool. It was cool, but it was just a big ass message to Drake.
Yep, big time. Speaking of the message, we'll get deeper into the message because that's really what this one gonna be about. You feel me? But yeah, man. I mean, that's rough to get your ass beat like that. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
Now, Kendrick Lamar is currently trending after his Super Bowl performance, and for good reason. Ever since it was announced back in September that Kendrick was going to perform, the hype has been real. And now it finally happened, and people can't stop talking about it. But here's the thing, most people only saw what was on the surface. What they missed was the deeper message Kendrick was sending. This performance wasn't just about entertainment, it was filled with subliminals, symbolism, and a statement that went way beyond the music. So in this video, we're breaking it all down, what Kendrick was really trying to communicate, and why this might be one of the most important Super Bowl performances we've ever seen. Let's start with some of the basics, what I'd consider the less exciting but still important details. First, we have the A chain, which caught a lot of people's attention. Some fans believe the A could be a subliminal shot at Drake, referencing the A minor line from Not Like Us, or even Drake's real name, Aubrey. While there's definitely a possibility, if you ask me, I think this is more about Kendrick promoting PG Lang. PG Lang, the company Kendrick started in 2020, specializes in music, film, television, and creative production. If you take a look at their merchandise, they frequently use the letter A, making this seem more like a branded promotion rather than a direct shot at Drake. That being said, I wouldn't put it past Kendrick to include this, knowing people would speculate and tie it back to their beef. But overall, I think this was less about the drama and more about using the big stage in America to push his brand forward. And then we have Serena Williams crip walking, which is
wild word. We spoke about it a little bit. Serena Williams crip walking.
so petty but undeniably funny. This moment was of course a direct, calculated jab considering Serena's history with Drizzy. Serena Williams and Drake used to date at one point, for anyone who doesn't know. Their connection first gained traction in August 2015 when paparazzi snapped them getting cozy at a Cincinnati restaurant. Before that, Drake had already been spotted courtside at her tennis matches, fueling speculation. However, things between Serena and Drake eventually soured. The exact reason, well, nobody truly knows. But what we do know is that in 2022, Drake took an unexpected shot at Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, on his collab album with 21 Savage, for Loss. He did this.
You know how hurt you gotta be.
Wow.
You know how hurt you gotta be to continuously be down to do shit towards another man. You hear me? Hold on, I'm blurry.
Go for it. Like, what you mean, Bubba? Talk to me.
All right, there I go. A little bit. Like, damn, why the fuck am I blurry as
Nah,
fuck?
you good. Go ahead. You good. Go ahead, Bubba.
You know how hurt you gotta be, Serena. You know how she's gotta be so hurt because there's no way that a woman that is content with life will be so hard pressed to be okay to constantly dig at another man. Like she did it with Beyonce. She doing it with K Dot. She did it on a lot of different platforms. Over the same man. Mind you, she's married, right?
Well.
So
he's saying right now that Drake took a shot at the husband.
Well, yeah, he been taking shots at the husband this whole time.
Yeah.
My thing is, let that man handle that. You know what I'm saying? If he taking shots at the husband and the husband want to slap the shit out of Drake, cool. That man rich too. He could do whatever he need to do, however he needed to do it. But that's his problem, right? That's not your problem, Serena. You and him is over. And that's just me as a guy. Like if the woman I'm with, her ex, and her not messing around no more, and it's just me and her, and we locked in, and now we married, and you still getting stuff from other people, like, oh, come hop on this because this whole Drake situation. You need to say no. Why? Because you fucking with something better. I'm better. I'm better than your ex. I'm better than the next. So don't he squash that. You know, if now he taking digs at me and you want to go back, don't worry about it. I'm going to handle that. Let me call some people. I'm going to catch him in the bathroom. It's a done deal, right?
Yeah.
Step to the side because it's man shit now. When you talking about me, right? He ain't messing with you no more. That's just me though. That's just me. I feel like she just hurt. You know, I feel like she hurt.
Probably she is, and you know, everybody move different. Just like you said, if it was me, I probably want to handle you too myself. But you know, apparently he must not be like that, and she feel like she need to do that. Like you said, she's still just hurt.
Ohanian on his collab album with 21 Savage, Her Loss. He did this on the track Middle of the Ocean when he said, "Sidebar Serena, your husband a groupie. He claimed we don't got a problem, but no boo, it is like you coming for sushi." That was a blatant sign of disrespect, not just towards Alexis, but indirectly towards Serena as well. And it was clear that she caught shade. Alexis Ohanian later responded on Twitter, brushing off Drake's comments while proudly embracing his role as a quote-unquote groupie for his wife and daughter. Very respectable man. Fast forward to the Super Bowl, and Serena's playful yet symbolic crip walking during Kendrick Lamar's performance almost felt like a subtle but satisfying clapback for the both of them. I think the deeper context definitely made it hilarious in its own right, whether intentional or not, which it probably was. It was another reminder that hip-hop and pop culture history always finds a way to resurface. So Serena, one of Drake's exes, and they obviously had a fallout. What a better way to send a message on the biggest stage than having her dance or crip walk to what is essentially the national hater anthem against Drake. Also, SZA was up on that stage with Kendrick, and for anyone who didn't know, SZA used to actually date Drake back in 2009. So there's that. For the Serena angle, there's also another layer to this moment. Serena did grow up in Compton before moving to Florida at the age of 9. So not only does she share hometown roots with Kendrick Lamar, but the fact that they came together collectively to embrace a song that openly disses Drake, that's a shot 100%. It almost felt like a full circle moment. Kendrick, the hometown hero, using his Super Bowl performance to take aim at an industry rival, and then Serena, who grew up in Compton, casually hitting the crip walk to the same song right there on national television. Aside from that, we have Kendrick conveniently turning in
Hey, this face right here, brother. Hold on.
Song right there on national television. Aside from that,
That right there.
Troll.
Shit.
Troll.
Ooh-wee. Nigga, that's a face of it. Pure evil, nigga. Straight, nigga. Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I love that type of shit. All is fair in love and war to me, nigga. All is fair in love and war.
Crazy when he did that shit. He said, "Say Drake." I was like,
smile like, yeah, nigga. I like that kind of shit.
I was like, oh, you disrespectful.
No, I like that kind of shit. You feel
Oh
me?
my God.
You know what I'm saying? That's a LA nigga. LA hood nigga right there.
Thanks.
we have Kendrick conveniently turning into the camera.
He all right with
smoke.
the smoke.
You know, he said, "Say Drake, I hear you like him young. Better not go to Cell Block 1." Now that, I don't think there's anything particularly deep about that, but if you guys seen the look on this guy's face when he says that, I ain't really gonna say anything. Just look at this guy's face, bro. This face has hate a million times.
Evil, there you go.
Now that aside, let's actually go over the real shit now, okay? And this is something you're probably only gonna hear here because nobody breaks this down like me. So how about drop a like on this video for your boy. So most people obviously
Yeah, we
paid
got you,
attention
bro.
to those surface level things like the A Chain, Serena, and all that. Those things aside, this wasn't just a performance. This so-called performance, okay, this was actually a political statement. The show opened with none other than legendary actor Samuel L. Jackson introducing Kendrick Lamar. But this wasn't just an introduction. Samuel L. Jackson was dressed as Uncle Sam, the well-known symbol which is supposed to represent the U.S. government. So he's a physical embodiment of the government, okay? And that embodies authority, control, which is essentially the same system that Kendrick has been fighting for the entirety of his career, but most importantly of all, life. Kendrick Lamar has spent his entire career being critical of the systems in America that have contributed to so much of the pain Black America has faced. He's never shied away from addressing oppression, economic disparity, and systematic racism in his music. In fact, he dedicated an entire album to these themes in 2015 called To Pimp a Butterfly. One of the most striking examples of this is Wesley's Theory, the very first song on the album where Kendrick raps, "Anything, see, my name is Uncle Sam, I'm your dog, motherfucker, you can't live at the mall, I know you're kind, that's why I'm kind, don't have receipts, oh man, that's fine, pay me later, wear those gators, cliche, then say F your haters." Now this particular song is about the financial traps that have kept Black Americans stuck in a cycle of debt and economic struggle. Kendrick paints a picture of the US government personified as Uncle Sam, luring young Black men into a false sense of financial freedom, encouraging them to overspend, indulge in materialism, and accumulate debt, all while knowing that the system is designed to keep them from ever truly attaining wealth. Simply put, it's a trap. And Kendrick, being as intentional as he is, wasn't just referencing the song for nostalgia. His decision to have Samuel L. Jackson, dressed as Uncle Sam, introduce his Super Bowl performance was a callback to this very idea, reminding us that financial literacy, systematic racism, and the exploitation of Black culture are still very relevant conversations today. Wesley's Theory is a direct reference to actor Wesley Snipes, who famously went to prison for tax evasion. Kendrick used Snipes' situation as a metaphor for how the system sets up Black artists, athletes, and entertainers to fail financially. Wesley Snipes was once one of the biggest actors in Hollywood, but after failing to pay millions in taxes, the American government came down on him hard. While tax evasion is a crime regardless of who commits it, Kendrick's point is that Black celebrities are often placed in a financial trap, encouraged to spend recklessly, not given the tools for financial literacy, and then penalized harshly when they make mistakes. Kendrick's message in Wesley's Theory is that the system doesn't just allow Black success, it profits off of Black success while making sure that the wealth never truly stays within the community. The government gives opportunities, loans, and access to luxury, but then punishes those who don't navigate the system correctly. It's a cycle, one that's intentionally designed to keep Black people chasing wealth without ever achieving true financial independence. And when you bring this back to the Super Bowl performance, the symbolism becomes even clearer. Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam wasn't just a random creative choice, it was a statement. Kendrick was showing that the same oppressive forces he's been rapping about for years are still at play, even on one of America's biggest stages while he's on that stage. Essentially, Kendrick is saying the same forces that allowed me to get on the stage, the ones that helped me get to my success and wealth, are the same forces still controlling the game while I'm performing on this stage. It's a paradox. Kendrick is saying that, hey, I know that I'm benefiting from the system, but he's also a product of the system's constraints. Alright, we're not playing that entire clip, man, because they're trying to get my motherfucking coins out here, bro, and I'm not gonna let that happen.
You may think that an adult that can't stop watching the P word looks something like this, but this is what they really look like.
And that's why Samuel L. Jackson, representing the US government, injects himself into the performance by saying, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. This moment isn't just about performance theatrics. It's a direct critique of how Black expression is often policed and commodified. It's the system allowing Kendrick to exist, but only under certain conditions. The message is clear. Be successful, but not too successful. Speak out, but not too loud. Stay in line, play the game, and don't disrupt the system that benefits you. Now, the game he's referring to is the entertainment industry itself. The same industry that uplifts, but of course exploits Black artists at the same time. It's the idea that as long as you're making money for the system, you're welcome. But the moment you challenge it too much, you become a problem. Kendrick has played this game masterfully throughout his career. He's managed to critique the system while still thriving within it. But at the Super Bowl, one of the biggest stages in America, he's making it clear. I know exactly what this is, and I know exactly how much freedom I actually have. Now, this is where Drake comes into the picture. Drake is a Canadian guy who, unlike Kendrick, has never been positioned as a revolutionary or a disruptor. He plays the game effortlessly, adapting to every trend, every industry shift, and every cultural moment without ever truly challenging the system. The battle between Kendrick and Drake isn't just about music or two rappers going at each other. It represents something bigger. It's yin versus yang, good versus evil, authenticity versus industry manipulation. Kendrick is the artist who constantly critiques the system. system, calling out its flaws and exposing its traps. Drake, on the other hand, is the artist who thrives within the confines of the system. Drake for a long time has represented the industry's favorite artist, marketable, accessible, and not so controversial. Kendrick, on the other hand, represents the people's artist, critical, disruptive, and unwilling to conform. Their rivalry has been painted as just another rap beef, but on a deeper level, it's a clash of ideologies. That's really what it is. So when Kendrick takes on the biggest stage in American entertainment,
what's so crazy about that is most people ain't even gonna go that deep into it, man. Most people ain't even gonna look that deep into it. They just see the surface level beef. We done seen rap beefs over the years, and that's what it is. Like, but again, if you've been following Kendrick, or both of them, you know what I'm saying, both of them, watching them both come up, this makes a lot of sense. What he's saying makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? And this might be something or a hypothesis that he's creating within his own thought process, but it absolutely is valid. I can see it's validated. As a person who likes Kendrick's music and Drake's music, the style of both of them, and listen to both of them come up at the same time, yeah, this makes a lot of sense, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
Shit crazy.
And turns it into a statement against the system, it's not just about Drake. It's what he symbolizes. It's Kendrick reminding the world that the industry rewards those who play the game and silence those who question it. And by performing Not Like Us, he made sure that message was loud and clear. Now later on, before Kendrick is about to perform Peekaboo, Samuel L. Jackson delivers the line, "I see you brought your homeboys with you." The old culture cheat code, scorekeeper, deduct one life. This is more than just a random transition. It's a loaded statement. This moment ties directly into the overarching theme of the performance, the battle between playing the game and challenging the system just enough. "I see you brought your homeboys with you." On the surface, it acknowledges Kendrick bringing his team, his culture, and most importantly of all, his people to the stage. But coming from Samuel L. Jackson, who's playing Uncle Sam, the symbol of the US government and the industry's power, it carries a condescending tone. It suggests that Kendrick is leaning on the strength of his roots, his community, and black culture to make an impact. It's almost as if Uncle Sam is saying, "Oh, so you're using your people, your authenticity, your blackness as a way in?" And it's funny because blackness is literally the source of everything in the entertainment industry. Music, style, culture. But when it comes to the image that the industry wants to represent, it's often watered down, controlled, or repackaged to be more digestible for mainstream audiences.
Boom.
Hip-hop, R&B, and black culture as a whole have shaped every...
And I think about that all the time, bro. Like, I attribute it, and this is a person, again, I'm speaking... And I actually like Drake's music as well. This is something my thought process on both of their music as well. It feels like Kendrick is more like purified water, while Drake is like Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody likes Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the foundational element of what even creates Kool-Aid is water, and what's in water, not everybody likes. We all need it, but not everybody likes. But this is also this is why, again, Kendrick stands on top of Drake to me, is because he checks both of those boxes. You can't make Kool-Aid without water. And if you try to make water out of Kool-Aid, you got to do a whole purification. You got to get rid of all the sugar, the dye. So that's the way I see both of them, bro. Kendrick is like purified water, and Drake is like Kool-Aid. You can get down with Kool-Aid now. Everybody like Kool-Aid now. But water, you need it. Not everybody likes it, though.
Facts. That's facts.
You know?
Major movement in music and entertainment. Yet the industry has historically treated black artists as both the foundation and the afterthought. Black artists are expected to innovate, set trends, and define culture. But when they become too outspoken or too disruptive or too unapologetically black, they're met with resistance. And this is that resistance at play. When Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam dismisses Kendrick's authenticity as just a cultural cheat code, it reflects how the industry uses black culture while trying to control who gets to profit from it. So this could be a subtle dig at how the industry exploits black culture, allowing artists to bring their background into the mainstream only when it benefits the system. Also, he's performing Peekaboo, so let's talk about the white outfits, okay? Because those white outfits right there is definitely more than just a fashion choice. If you follow Kendrick's career, you know that he doesn't do anything without intention. In a situation like this, there's a strong argument that this was a direct reference to the KKK and the idea of America. All the dancers dressed in white, moving in unity while Kendrick performs a song that directly calls out Drake, who's supposed to represent the system. That visual alone is very symbolic. The Ku Klux Klan, also known as the KKK, is known for wearing white robes, representing white supremacy, oppression, and the same systematic racism Kendrick has been speaking out against his entire career. And let's not forget that hip-hop has been calling out America, from Ice Cube to Tupac, and now Kendrick is continuing that tradition on one of the biggest stages in America. This could also be a reference to Colin Kaepernick. The NFL has a complicated history with race, from how the Colin Kaepernick situation played out to the way black artists have been selectively allowed to perform on certain stages. And yet Kendrick gets up there and flips the entire thing into a critique of the system itself. It's almost like he's saying, look, I know what country this is, I know how this game is played, and I know exactly where we stand. Now, right before Kendrick is about to perform Not Like Us, Samuel L. Jackson delivers another loaded line.
That's what America wants.
So we're gonna have to cut that short because copyright is beating my fucking ass right now, bro.
Hello, Mark Barden here from Sandy Hook Promise. On December 14th,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what America wants. Nice and calm. You're almost there. Don't miss this. And before he can even finish, Kendrick cuts him off, launching straight into Not Like Us. So this moment wasn't just theatrical. Now this moment wasn't just theatrical. It was symbolic. It was the system quite literally being interrupted. Samuel L. Jackson still playing the role.
Bless you, Bubba.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
It was the system quite literally being interrupted. Samuel L. Jackson, still playing the role of Uncle Sam, the government, the establishment, the industry, was essentially telling Kendrick, this is what we want from you, something safe, something that doesn't challenge us. You're almost where we want you. Stay in line and don't ruin it. But Kendrick doesn't let him finish. Instead, he shuts him completely down. To stay in line and don't ruin it. But Kendrick doesn't let him finish. Instead, he shuts him completely down and jumps straight into Not Like Us, arguably the most rebellious moment of the entire show. And that right there, that's the perfect representation of how America has always tried to police black voices. The government has a history of suppressing outspoken black figures, whether through censorship, blackballing, or outright violence. The entertainment industry has a habit of rewarding black artists only when they play by the rules and punish those who challenge the system. The media often tries to dictate how black artists should behave, expecting them to be nice and calm rather than unapologetic and disruptive, because when other groups of people speak up, it's seen as passion, advocacy, standing up for what's right. But when black people speak up, suddenly it's labeled as aggression, a threat, or something that needs to be controlled. But Kendrick isn't here to be controlled. The second Uncle Sam tries to contain him, he breaks free by being his loud, aggressive self and does the very thing they don't want him to do. And then to top it all off, Kendrick ends his Super Bowl performance with the song TV Off, which quite literally means turn the damn TV off.
Turn this TV off. Turn this.
I think there are two major layers to why Kendrick chose to end this performance with this song. First of all, it's definitely a universal message to everyone. In a world where people are constantly fed media narratives, propaganda, and distractions, Kendrick is telling the audience to wake up. The Super Bowl is one of the biggest spectacles in America. Corporations spend billions just to have a commercial slot because they know the whole world is watching. The game, the halftime show, the ads, it's all a distraction from real life issues that don't go away once the TV is off. Kendrick ending with TV off could be him saying, enough with the distractions. Think for yourself. And then the other half of the message is a message to Black America. The media has historically controlled the narrative about black people, whether through the news, entertainment, or politics, or the entertainment industry. The way black artists, athletes, and leaders are portrayed is often filtered through a lens of control, only showing what fits the agenda. So when Kendrick closes off his performance with TV Off, it's his way of telling Black America to stop letting the media dictate their reality. Don't let America decide who your heroes are. Don't let the system control the narrative. Kendrick was clearly sending a message with this performance, and I can't believe there are people who thought this was just a regular halftime show, but then again, it makes sense. The masses only see what's on the surface. That's how it's always been. Most people just saw a high energy performance, a few viral moments, and some controversy, but if you've been following Kendrick's career, you already know that this man never does anything without a purpose, and that's why I respect him so much. You can't hear me break all this down and still think it was just about entertainment. moment, love him or hate him. Kendrick has always been about the message. He's never been the type to chase clout or drop music just for the sake of it. Every time he speaks, he's saying something, and this performance was just another example of that. And this is exactly why I'm so happy he's having this moment, because we finally have an artist on the biggest stage in America who's as authentic as an artist can possibly be.
Now that's facts, man. All right, man, we're going to stop it right there, though. We're going to stop it right there, man. If y'all want to get more from this creator or actually finish this video as well, that's Blackie Speaks right there. That was a real dope what he put together as far as the hidden message behind the Super Bowl. But, yeah, dog, like, even watching it, I'm sure even for him to make that video, Kendrick is the type of artist where when he does stuff, you got to sit down with it. You got to see, all right, what symbolism, how it works and everything like that, man. So, but yeah, man, like that, I can see again, Kendrick is like water, man. When people come to watch the Super Bowl halftime show, they come to drink Kool-Aid, and that is what it is. But if you are a person who likes water, you know the different tastes of the different waters, man. So that's why, again, in my head, I see it. That's why some people hated it, some people loved it. Most motherfuckers just want Kool-Aid. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's sugar.
Entertained.
Most motherfuckers want Kool-Aid, man. But I think he gave us maybe like, this felt like, to me, this performance felt like Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't straight pure water, but I think he gave us enough of some of that sugar and that dye that we all like to be able to, how you want to say, I don't even, again, or let me just put it like this, to be able to somewhat appeal to being on one of the biggest stages. So that's the way I say. I think he gave us like Gatorade with that. Not everybody like Gatorade, but damn near everybody gonna drink some Kool-Aid, this motherfucker. So that's my thoughts on it, man. How about yours, bro?
No, man, I agree with everything you said. You know what I'm saying? Like I said from the beginning, like I was like, I'm in the middle with it. I felt like, overall, it was a big message to, again, he was, doing what he do, which is, throw hands at his opponent. And that's what it was about. And, he, of course, he added, with that, with some of them songs, that's where that Kool-Aid was at, or that Gatorade was. Yeah. He did a mixture. It was watered down Gatorade, with that, if we're going off of your perspective. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man. Well, the Super Bowl was dope as hell. Tell us what y'all thought about the Super Bowl as well. If y'all even agree with this video, man, I wholeheartedly do. I think this shit was dope. You know what I'm saying? And all that good shit. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? We in here, man. You already know what it is, man. It's Keith.
Kish.
And we out.